Imagine, for a moment, a world where the rock-solid, unshakable stability of physical real estate perfectly merges with the lightning-fast, infinite liquidity of cryptocurrency.
Right, taking the oldest form of wealth, like land and buildings, and injecting it with the absolute cutting-edge speed of digital finance.
Exactly. You know the drill, taking a physical building and making it as liquid as a digital token? It sounds like financial science fiction, right?
It really does.
Yeah.
But today we're going to look at a blueprint that aims to make that an absolute reality.
Welcome to the deep dive. We have an incredibly exciting mission today for you. We are looking at a visionary, deeply detailed master presentation. It's titled Overview of Group Ecosystem and 2026 Strategic Layout.
Yeah, and this comprehensive plan was put together by Andy Pai, the founder and group president of Hyper Asset International Group, or HAI Group for short.
And it's a genuinely remarkable document to study. Our mission for this deep dive is to go through this master plan slide by slide sequentially to decode the entire strategy from the ground up.
Because what we're looking at is meticulously crafted. We're going to examine exactly how they plan to execute this massive vision.
To help unpack the architecture of this ecosystem, I'm joined, as always, by our resident expert.
Hello, everyone. Great to be here with you. And I have to say, looking at this source material, what's impressive here isn't just the sheer ambition of HAI Group.
Right, I mean, ambition is pretty common in finance.
Exactly. What is truly rare is the highly structured, step-by-step execution plan they've laid out. They aren't just selling a vision. They are providing the exact engineering blueprints for how they are actually building it.
So let's jump right into it. Opening the presentation to slide 1, the big picture hits you immediately with this incredible tagline. It says, solid foundation of physical assets multiplied by infinite liquidity of digital finance.
That is a massive claim right out of the gate.
It really is.
What's fascinating here is how confidently they are bridging two worlds that usually exist in total isolation. On one side, you have the traditional hard asset world.
Real estate, architecture, physical infrastructure.
Right. It's highly secure, but it's notoriously slow and illiquid. If you want to sell a building, it takes months of paperwork, legal wrangling, finding the right buyer.
Oh yeah, it's a nightmare.
But on the other side, you have the digital finance world. It's borderless and instant, but it's often heavily criticized for lacking tangible backing.
So HAI Group is stating that their entire corporate identity is the multiplication of these two forces.
Yes, they want the security of concrete with the velocity of a digital token.
And as we move into slide 2, covering their timeline, you see they actually have the pedigree to back that up. Tracing their evolution is genuinely interesting.
Because they didn't just pop up overnight as a tech startup trying to disrupt real estate.
Exactly. Their origin goes all the way back to 2012. They started by establishing 3 professional pillars: architecture, real estate, and education.
They spent 7 years, from 2012 to 2019, just deepening asset development and accumulating substantial physical resources.
They built a real, tangible foundation first.
And that physical foundation is the key to understanding everything that follows in this strategy. Most crypto projects start with a token and then try to figure out what real-world value they can attach to it.
Which usually doesn't end well.
No, it doesn't. HAI Group did the exact opposite. They spent nearly a decade acquiring the land, constructing the buildings, and establishing the physical businesses.
Then, slide 2 highlights a pivotal transformation in 2020. That's when they initiated their strategic shift, establishing asset technology as their core by bringing in blockchain and RWA.
Right, RWA, which stands for Real-World Asset Protocols.
They didn't abandon their real estate roots, they evolved them. And their driving philosophy perfectly captures this. They quote, helping others succeed to fulfill our own ideals.
They are explicitly using their real estate pedigree to empower long-term corporate sustainability.
Okay, let's unpack this, because slide 3 visually explains exactly how this works with the graphic of 3 interlocking gears. It's called the core triangle: asset, tech, crypto.
Let's look at how these gears actually turn.
The first gear is asset, which they define as the precision integration transforming traditional real estate into premium assets with high appreciation potential.
Right. The second gear is tech, implementing RWA tokenization and private domain AI technology to drive management efficiency.
And the third gear is crypto, establishing an asset-backed cryptocurrency issuance mechanism to break down cross-border capital barriers.
Yeah, right in the center of those interlocking gears on slide 3 is the concept of real value support. This is the absolute genius of the model.
How so?
The tight coupling of physical assets with blockchain technology ensures that every single digital voucher possesses rock-solid trust and security.
Hmm.
Without the physical asset gear turning, without real buildings generating real rent or real clinics generating real revenue, the crypto gear has no momentum.
It's a beautifully designed dependency. It completely prevents the ecosystem from becoming just another speculative bubble,
Absolutely.
which leads perfectly into slide 4, covering their philosophy and vision. They are building a comprehensive asset monetization ecosystem.
And they list 8 core values here: passion, profession, service, responsibility, value, trust, technology, and innovation.
But having values and physical assets is only half the battle, right? How do they actually monetize that at scale?
Those values feed directly into what they call their dual mission. They are completely focused on realizing both profit and social responsibility while also becoming a trusted partner for high-yield investments.
The blueprint explicitly states their goal of maximizing human potential, land utility, material usage, and fluid global logistics.
They are looking at the entire life cycle of value. It's not just about owning the ground the building sits on. It's about optimizing the global logistics of the people, the materials, and the capital flowing through that building.
It's a massive scope, and diving deeper into their strategy on slide 5, we arrive at their competitive advantage. Looking at their execution strategy, what really stands out is their patience.
Oh, definitely.
The blueprint literally states they're rejecting superficial vanity scaling. They ensure every single business unit is 100% operationally grounded before an aggressive market rollout.
In an industry obsessed with overnight hypergrowth, you just don't hear that kind of operational discipline very
I
often.
really don't.
And that patience has allowed them to build what they call strategic moats. Under their high barrier section, they detail how they are building stringent technological and compliance moats.
Because conceptually, connecting a building to a blockchain is easy.
Right, any developer can write a smart contract. But legally and operationally, it usually creates massive regulatory bottlenecks. HAI Group has spent the time developing patented RWA protocols and complex cross-border legal frameworks.
Which makes their ecosystem incredibly hard for competitors to replicate.
Exactly. You can't just copy their smart contract code over a weekend. You'd have to replicate a decade of real estate acquisition and navigate years of international legal structuring.
Yeah, good luck with that. And to manage a moat that wide, you need a serious corporate structure. Moving to slide 6, the blueprint breaks down the leadership and group architecture.
We see founder and group president Andy Pei at the top.
And beneath him, a really fascinating structure of 6 core groups. You have the asset activation group handling real estate, the PE investment group for strategic capital, the fintech group building the RWA liquidity protocols.
Then the global distribution group managing cross-border channels, the biotech and medical group handling clinical services, and finally, the education and arts group for cultural transmission.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, you can see how these 6 groups create a completely self-sustaining corporate universe.
They really do. They have an internal engine for almost every major sector of human enterprise. Think about it. The real estate group builds the clinic. The biotech group supplies the medical products. The fintech group tokenizes the revenue.
And the global distribution group allows investors anywhere in the world to participate in that value chain.
It's brilliantly integrated.
And when you break those groups down on slide 7 into their specific execution matrix, the sheer scale becomes apparent. There are 12 specific business units, or BUs, working in tandem.
12 different units all feeding into each other.
Just to name a few to show you the variety, there's Dongding Development handling the hard assets, Kuni Biotech managing supply chains, Yimei Medical Group running premium clinic chains, and eMart Commerce for innovative global trade.
But what really stands out in that matrix on slide 7 is the inclusion of the Young Swin Foundation for Public Welfare.
That is an interesting addition.
It is, in a heavily financialized ecosystem designed to maximize asset liquidity, dedicating a core business unit entirely to public welfare proves that their earlier commitment to social responsibility wasn't just corporate speak.
It's a structural pillar.
Yes, it grounds the whole operation in community trust.
And because they have these 12 diverse units, slide 8 shows us that their core services cover an incredibly wide spectrum. They handle everything from asset activation to global commerce.
They also cover VC and incubation for startups, guiding projects from 0 to 1.
And on the exact opposite end of the spectrum, they offer retirement and asset inheritance, acting as a dedicated family office.
Which means HAI Group can quite literally assist a client through their entire economic life. They can incubate your first startup, help you scale it globally through their commerce channels, and decades later, help you pass that wealth down to the next generation through their inheritance services.
It is a true cradle-to-grave, closed-loop wealth management system.
Unbelievably comprehensive.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. Moving to slides 9 and 10. To make a massive global system like that work seamlessly, you need a flawless technological engine.
The blueprint outlines their core products and technology matrix here.
Specifically highlighting a 3-layer tech foundation. Let's really break these layers down so we can see exactly how they pull this off.
Absolutely. Let's look under the hood. Layer 1 is the RWA technology. This is the foundational base. It uses the physical corporate assets we just talked about, the real estate, the medical clinics, as the underlying collateral to transform them into high-liquidity digital assets.
Right, so that's the physical anchor. Then layer 2 is the tokenization system. The presentation calls this the middleware.
And this introduces a token pay system designed to eliminate cross-border payment barriers and enable real-time swaps.
But how exactly does this middleware handle those cross-border frictions?
Well, think about how hard it is to send large amounts of money internationally to buy a piece of commercial real estate. You have currency exchange fees, bank clearing delays, endless compliance checks. It can take weeks.
That's a huge headache.
The Layer 2 middleware acts as a universal translator and a high-speed rail network combined. By using their proprietary token pay system, the value of that physical building is represented as a digital token that can be swapped across borders in seconds.
With almost zero friction.
Exactly. While still adhering to the compliance frameworks they built into the protocol.
That makes so much sense. So layer 1 digitizes the building, and layer 2 allows the value of that building to move across the globe instantly.
You've got it.
Then we get to layer 3, the platform application layer. This is the user interface of the ecosystem. It features the eMart global platform, which lowers cross-border trade costs, and a cloud SME EIP and enterprise information portal that injects private domain AI to strengthen data-driven management for businesses.
Those are some heavy technical terms.
Yeah, can you decode what a cloud SME EIP with private domain AI actually looks like for a business owner?
I'm glad you asked because it's a brilliant tool. SME stands for Small and Medium Enterprises, and EIP is an enterprise information portal. Think of it as a highly advanced central nervous system for a small business.
Okay, a central nervous system.
Usually a small clinic or retail shop has separate, clunky software for HR, inventory, customer relations, and sales. This portal unifies all of that in the cloud.
Making everything talk to each other.
Right. Now, the private domain AI part means they have an artificial intelligence system trained specifically on that business's secure, private data, not public internet data.
So it's totally customized to them.
Exactly. So the AI can securely analyze a clinic's specific inventory and patient booking trends and automatically suggest optimizations to the owner. It brings enterprise-level data intelligence down to the neighborhood business level.
So you have physical reality, digital liquidity, and localized AI-driven intelligence, which leads perfectly into slide 11, their ecosystem strategy. FOMO, or online merge offline. I love this concept.
It's a highly sophisticated model. They describe it as centralized governance, decentralized circulation.
Let's ground this in a real-world example for you listening.
Imagine you walk into a physical Yimei medical clinic in Taiwan for a procedure. That is the offline value base. The physical brick-and-mortar clinic, the doctors, the equipment, these act as tangible trust anchors.
Right, you could see it and touch it. It's real.
Exactly. But then, on the online side, handling the global circulation, you have the fintech groups using swap and token pay mechanisms. So, perhaps you pay for that procedure, or earn loyalty rewards using their global digital token.
Which you just hold on your phone.
Right. You can then instantly take that digital token and use it to seamlessly buy imported biotech supplements on their eMart global online platform.
Right.
The physical world creates the unshakable trust. The online world creates the borderless, friction-free speed.
And they are taking that speed and trust on the road. Slide 12 outlines their 2026 international strategy, which they call the Asian Twin Stars Plan.
This is their layout for Southeast Asia.
And they are focusing on 2 very distinct nodes. Node 1 is Brunei. The strategic focus there is education, arts, real estate, and surprisingly, high-yield aquaculture.
The objective is to establish a steady, high-asset passive income loop.
But why connect aquaculture to a high-tech digital finance ecosystem?
It's actually a brilliant play on biological assets. Real estate is static. It appreciates slowly. Aquaculture, like premium seafood farming, is a biological asset that generates continuous, high-yield recurring revenue.
Ah, I see.
By applying their Layer 1 RWA tokenization to an aquaculture farm in Brunei, they can take a localized farming yield and turn it into a steady, digitized passive income stream for global token holders.
Wow, that is incredibly innovative. And the contrast with the second node is what makes this strategy so sharp. Node 2 is Indonesia. The focus there is mineral mining, real estate development, smart logistics, and new finance.
Exactly. While Brunei is about steady yield from aquaculture and education, the objective in Indonesia is to capture the high-growth demographic and resource dividends of a massive, rapidly expanding emerging market.
Mining provides hard raw material assets, and smart logistics caters to the booming population.
It is incredibly smart to diversify this way, anchoring in Brunei for high-yield, steady passive income, while positioning in Indonesia for explosive demographic growth.
It's perfectly balanced. But they certainly aren't neglecting their home base. Slide 13 details their 2026 domestic strategy, the National Deep Rooting Plan for Taiwan.
It's a map of Taiwan, completely covered in a network of interconnected points.
They are activating island-wide franchise expansions for Kuni Biotech, deploying Yimei Medical Aesthetics clinics nationwide, and establishing eMart O2O global trade counters.
And perhaps most importantly for establishing that localized trust we talked about, they are aggressively expanding Taiwan's smart health coops.
What are those exactly?
These are neighborhood-level cooperatives designed to fulfill corporate social responsibility through hyperlocal services. By weaving biotech, medical aesthetics, global e-commerce, and local health cooperatives into every single neighborhood, they are creating an impenetrable web of services.
They are ensuring the ecosystem isn't just a lofty financial concept. It is deeply rooted in the daily lives and well-being of the population.
It makes the whole system totally indispensable.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? Well, slide 14 spells out the investor value proposition, turning the focus directly to the people participating in this ecosystem.
They offer 5 core rights for what they call ecosystem co-builders.
Asset rights make total sense. You get direct ownership participation in the steady appreciation of the group's physical real estate. But what do they mean by token rights and management rights?
Let's break those down. Token rights means that as a co-builder, you get priority allocation of their RWA digital asset tokens. Before the broader market gets access, you are positioned to capture the high liquidity market premiums as the tokens circulate globally.
That's a huge advantage.
It is. And management rights is fascinating because it breaks the wall between passive investor and active business owner. It provides opportunities to actually participate in the offline retail operations and the governance of specific business units.
They also list product rights and membership rights.
Right. Product rights offers you exclusive distribution channels and revenue sharing for the group's biotech and medical aesthetic products. You aren't just an investor. You can become a distributor in their supply chain.
And membership rights.
That grants lifetime access to ecosystem-wide VIP benefits, cross-industry perks, and global channel discounts on their eMart platform. They are offering participation at every single level of the value chain, from the foundational real estate all the way up to retail product distribution.
It all culminates in slide 15, the future outlook, the grand finale of this master plan.
To summarize their closing thesis, HAI Group firmly believes we are approaching a major macroeconomic paradigm shift in 2026.
By executing this highly disciplined dual strategy of asset tokenization and token liquidity across ASEAN and Taiwan, they're positioning for synchronized explosive growth.
They're creating an environment that guarantees both physical stability and digital explosiveness, actively inviting partners to embrace a completely new macro era of wealth generation.
It's an incredible invitation, and for those who are ready to become one of these ecosystem co-builders, the blueprint specifically lists Andy Pai, the founder and president, as the direct contact.
To briefly recap the massive scale of what we've just decoded today, we looked at a meticulously designed corporate structure featuring a 12-unit business matrix,
Running on a sophisticated 3-layer blockchain RWA tech stack.
executing a multinational 2026 expansion plan across Taiwan, Brunei, and Indonesia.
And all of it built sequentially on over a decade of grounded real estate foundation.
The level of execution detailed in this strategy is truly something to study. And this raises an important question for you to ponder as we wrap up today's deep dive.
Let's hear it.
The source outlines in great detail how physical assets, whether it's an apartment building in Taipei or an aquaculture farm in Brunei, can be tokenized to allow for fluid global logistics and instant liquidity.
Yeah.
If this model succeeds and becomes the global standard, if the walls between physical property and digital tokens completely vanish over the next decade, how will that fundamentally change what the concept of ownership feels like to you in your everyday life?
That's deep.
When the building you live in or the clinic you visit is as liquid and tradable as the cash in your digital wallet, our entire relationship with the physical world will transform.
That is a fascinating thought to leave on. The merging of the physical and digital is happening faster than we realize, and blueprints like this show us exactly how the architecture of tomorrow is being built today.